What has really happened is that startups are really taking off, especially post Shark Tank, post that 2021 phase, wherein a lot of entrepreneurs came into the market and they figured out that, um, I mean, why take up a job when you can build something of your own, right?
So I mean, if you must have known, so basically majority of the college students are indulged in they participate in the in placements. So I mean, what do you exactly look for, or what are the key qualities that you look for in an ideal candidate? And and the second question is, do you participate yourself? Do you actually participate in the hiring process?
Yeah, so I mean, I think roughly about 30-40% of my time, and this is true for any founder, has to go into hiring the best people in your company. That is very, very critical for the culture of the company, and also, I mean, to grow as a business. So, roughly my own personal 30-40% of the time goes there. To answer your other question around what we as a company look for in freshers, so I mean, first very critical thing for us is culture fit. If any guy is say brilliant but he's not culture fit, we don't hire them. Second is obviously the skills part. So for freshers, maybe skills matter less. What we are looking for is the right attitude and the right will to succeed. But at the same time, some basic tenets like communication skills, smartness, ability to think on their feet. These are some critical aspects that we look for when we hire.
So, sir, when we talk about the world of entrepreneurship, how important is networking? And do you have any advice for students like us to form networks and make networking something easier? Because we often get intimidated when we hear the word network. So, is there anything that you like to tell students like us?
Yeah, I mean, I think networking, I told you about the fact that I, in my own college, was able to speak to a lot of entrepreneurs because of certain access I had being part of a society. So for college students, I think definitely anyone, I mean, even in their first year, they should definitely join some societies, interact with some people, get some internship opportunities, maybe even go to some events to get the exposure of how things are working across different industries. It is very, very critical. I mean, you don't go to college just to basically learn what is in the textbook. One, it has a much more holistic thing to it, right? And one very key aspect to it is that who are you interacting with, who are you basically learning from, right? Maybe one thing I always advise college students is have one or two mentors who can basically guide you throughout your journey and not try to figure out everything on your own, right? If those mentors can connect you to the right people, if they can help you figure out the right networks, right? They can guide you whom to meet, right? That would be very, very helpful. And obviously, I think if you are part of certain societies, I'm sure you would get to interact with a lot of people outside college. That allows you to broaden your horizon.
Yep.
One being this
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
If you would go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice before entering the startup world, what would that be?
So, would be one, I mean, maybe even focus even more on networking, right? Second would be to maybe initially when we started out for the first time, right? We did a lot of mistakes which we would not want, which we would not do today, right? So, for example, in your own mind, you build out a huge gamut of things, right? And you delay your own go-to-market. You delay your own. You focus on things which are unimportant in the 0 to 1, right? So I think that is very critical, and this is something you also learn out of making mistakes. So maybe not if you don't have the knowledge of what not to do, at least make mistakes faster and improve faster, right? I think that is something which is very critical, that failing faster is much more important than being right all the time, but failing faster and learning from it is very critical. So I think that is one advice I would give myself back then, that whatever you're trying, try to do it as quickly, go to market as quickly as possible. If you have to fail fast.
Yeah, I think.
It's okay. So we will now start with the last segment of the podcast, which is a rapid fire round. In this round, you have to be fast, quick, and very honest.
Sure.
So Ariman and I will pose as the HR panel
Okay.
for Credflow, and you have applied for a job
Sure.
at Credflow. So we will be asking you a few questions. Are you ready?
Sure.
Alright, so let's start. So, who is Kunal Aggarwal outside his CV?
So I am essentially someone who loves to follow a lot of sports. I essentially love to read a lot of books, and I am much more beyond my CV in the sense that I am able to do a lot of things very quickly and learn much more quickly. And I am sure that is not encapsulated in my CV.
Why do you want to work for this company?
So I think that Credflow is a great opportunity for any fresher or anyone joining, given that I've read a lot of stories online as well as on LinkedIn and on YouTube that people get a lot of cross-functional opportunities there. People get the chance to work across different departments, different functions, and learn a lot of different things that ideally you would not get to learn in a lot of companies, even in startups, because because you guys give that opportunity to people to move across different departments and learn things. Then you basically give more opportunities to even a young kid like me versus some in a larger company wherein I would not get that opportunity.
So, what is your weakness?
I would say it is maybe thinking about a problem too long before executing, and maybe second might be procrastination. So I would definitely, these are two key areas of improvement that I would want to have.
How do you deal with criticism?
Essentially, I look at criticism as a way for my own improvement. I have got a lot of criticism throughout, and some criticism is very demotivating, some is positively motivating. So I think it is very critical to figure out what is right criticism and what is wrong criticism, and take that right criticism in your side and improve upon it.
So, what do you think is better? Being perfect and delivering late, or being good and delivering on time?
Being good and delivering on time.
Which one do you prefer, being liked or being feared?
Being light.
I think, yeah, you've passed the interview and we would love to hire you at Credflow.
Sure, thank you.
Yes, so basically, so this is the end of the podcast. But just here's the camera, and if you could give one small piece of advice to the college students, our viewers, I mean, what they could do in the future, just something short, a short note.
Sure. So I think college is a very good opportunity. I mean, those are the best 3-4 years of life that you'll be having, right? And I think why I say the best years is that you get to have a lot of opportunities that you would ideally not get, right? You are very young. I mean, you are just about 18, 19, 20, 21 years of age, right? As you grow, obviously the amount of responsibilities on you increases, and the kind of challenges that you face also as you grow in life also increases, right? So I think these are 3-4 years of life wherein you can get the opportunity to enjoy, while at the same time you have the chance to learn a lot of things, right? So utilize that well. A lot of people, while they're 3-4 years away watching movies or watching anime and or even maybe TV series, right? I think there has to be a fine balance to it. Definitely you should do that. I think you will never get this time back again, so you should definitely thoroughly enjoy this time, but at least use about 30-40% of this time to learn new skills, to network, to basically meet people and do internships, work with founders, work with startups. So that puts you in a very good stead and gives you at an advantage versus some of the other kids around you who have not done that hard work alongside.